SU in the whites, Cornell in the reds as we get ready to go. SU comes into today's game 8-1 overall, Cornell 5-4 overall. Tip is won by the orange. Rice with a quick pull-up off the window, no good. And the rebound swallowed up by Emily Pape. Starting five today for the Big Red features a freshman guard, Azariah Kilgo. The leading scorer, Kaya Ingram, the senior guard. Jumper from the left block is good by Parker Hall, one of the three captains on Cornell's side. And starting five for SU, same as it was against Ohio, featuring the leading scorer, Dyaisha Fair, averaging 19 points a game. She jacks up a three, it rattles out. Latham fights for the rebound, with the board tucked away by Parker Hall.
Notably, Isabel Verajao unavailable for back-to-back games down low for Syracuse, so Kyra Wood fills into the starting lineup.
Floater's no good off the front rim, out of bounds, off of Cornell. So Syracuse will take over. Coming into this game, Dyaisha Fair, she's just 1 point away from being 25th all-time in the NCAA scoring list. She's 1 point away from tying that record as Kyra Wood hits from the right elbow. Just 2 points last time out against the Bobcats, and she starts the scoring for SU today. SU in a man-to-man defense. Coach Jack told us before the game that SU switched to zone against Ohio, which signaled the turn of the tide.
Yeah, expect both teams to play some zone today.
Wooley comes away with the steal, 2-on-2 the other way. The Australian spins on the block, passes to Rice, and the right-handed finish off the window. Wooley with the steal and the assist to give SU a 4-2 lead.
Syracuse broke out a matchup zone against Ohio after struggling to start the game, only led by 1 at the half. More of a 2-3 zone expected for a lot of today's contest from Cornell.
Foul on the floor. First foul on Elena Rice. Take a look at the steal here from Wooley. She steps up right in the passing lane, Andrew, and then turns good defense to good offense.
Wooley active hands on the defensive side, and this Syracuse team preaches good passing and good vision here from Wooley to dish down low.
Kilgo in the corner, drives in with the right hand, pump fakes, puts up a shot, and it falls. The layup from Kilgo on the left side of the lane. The freshman guard had just 4 points last time out against St. Bonaventure. Ties the game up at 4 early on.
Here is that 2-3 zone for the Big Red.
Wooley a step in, long J, got it. Wooley hits for a three-pointer. SU up to a 7-4 lead early on.
You see Cornell back away from Wooley, just shooting 15% from behind the arc.
Backdoor steal from Fair as she goes left to right. At the elbow, spins out. Wooley almost shot the ball, but instead sends it down to Wood. Quick dribble, Cornell wanted to travel and they'll get one.
Took a while, but
you saw right there, Wood. She dribbled on the floor, immediately looked up, shook her head and smiled, hoping to get away with that call. Instead, the Big Red take over. Cornell on average scoring about 60 points a game this season. The second worst mark in the 8-team Ivy League. Pape on the left side, averaging 9 points a game. Passes back to Ingram, the team's leading scorer. Surveys. Sends a threading pass down low inside, and Pape scores off the left side. Looked like all hope was lost for the Big Red, but instead it's 2 points on the board. Elena Rice straight away. Passes back to Wooley. She tries another three ball. Swish! Georgia Wooley makes her second three ball of the game. The Australian came in with just 5 threes made on the season. Spinning layup, no good. Parker Hall draws the foul for the Big Red as Wooley hits her first foul.
So if Wooley's knocking down the triple, Joe, that creates a lot of problems defensively for opposing Ds because Syracuse already has two guards that can really shoot it well from behind the arc. Elena Rice and Dyaisha Fair well above 40% from deep. So you add a third threat, and that's a real problem for defenses.
Summer Parker Hall at the line here for Cornell. Comes into today's game 10 of 16. Drills the second one as well. Important to note, Andrew, Sophie Burrows is out today for SU. She's shooting 24% from downtown this season.
Yeah, Burrows and Verajao both out, but Burrows more of a three-point threat herself.
Kyra Wood, the putback. Cleans off the plate with 2 points on the left block.
So much depth, though, for Syracuse. Wood and Latham down low. Really a four-person rotation when Verajao's healthy down at the lower blocks.
Dyaisha Fair almost gunned up a full court pass, but instead dishes off to Wooley. 15-footer off the front rim. Fair the board. Free ball off the front side of the rim. Fair almost gets her own rebound, but Cornell's Rachel Kaus comes away with it. Kaus checked in for Kilgo. Three-pointer from Beam. Front of the rim. Fair tips it forward up to Wooley. The layup is good. The hustle play from Fair turns into 2 points for Wooley. It's 14-8 SU halfway through the first.
And those are the plays that not enough people are talking about from Dyaisha Fair. Sprints to get to the basketball to set up her teammate with just a flick pass into the front court.
Ingram, lefty layup, no good. Wooley gets the rebound. There's the feed to Fair. Her layup, a reverse, no good. Tried to get a little too cute on the right side of the window. Would have been an emphatic way to tie the 25th all-time on the NCAA scoring list, wouldn't it?
And it would have been quite the return from Wooley to set up her teammate.
Ingram asking for some teammates. She gets Parker Hall. Gives the ball right back. A two-play catch. Free throw line floater, no good. And the rebound to Georgia Wooley. And a foul on Clark Jackson. We'll step away for just a bit. SU up 14-8 on Cornell early on.
Estaremos ahí por si le pasa algo a tu auto en este día especial.
Mamá, para eso tengo State Farm.
Es que es peligroso manejar en carretera.
Si pasa algo, le mando un texto a mi agente. Tranquilos. State Farm estará ahí las 24 horas si los necesito.
24 horas. ¡Ay! ¡Ay! ¡Tan linda como siempre! ¡Ay, qué ven, hijita! Pasa.
Amor. Como un buen vecino, State Farm está ahí. Llama para obtener una cotización hoy.
Cool. Buddies, the Kerwin Frost Box.
Coming to you from Frost Way, with a buddy and a meal in every box. The Kerwin Frost Box.
Look at you. A force to be reckoned with. No, not you, Saquon. Not you either. You have a business bank account with QuickBooks Money, now earning 5% APY.
Did he say 5% APY?
Funny work as hard as you do. That's how you business differently. Intuit QuickBooks. That's how you business differently. Intuit QuickBooks.
Natasha? Natasha? Is that how you say it? You look, wow. I mean, wow. 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 Well, thanks. It's Old Navy. Wow. What'd you say?
Greatness is a feeling. Fearless. Brotherhood. Greatness is more than winning the game. It's changing it. Greatness is what we do. Accomplish greatness.
Only about 6 minutes have elapsed in this game so far, but Andrew, Georgia Wooley has made an impact.
Yeah, Georgia Wooley has come into the season, started the season injured, but now she's really starting to catch her stride. We mentioned struggling from deep in her first 6 games, but not so far tonight against Cornell. 2 for 2 from behind the arc. And one of the things that so far through 6 contests.
Coach Jack said that if Georgia doesn't take the 3, she's going to be subbed out. So maybe that trigger will keep going throughout today's game. Rice kicks it back to Wooley, who fakes the 3. She's double teamed, passes out to Sanaya Wilson. A blocking foul called on the right block as Rachel Kaus hits the deck. We talked about Sanaya Wilson earlier, 18 points, a career high last time out against Ohio. She makes her first appearance in this game today.
And Syracuse gets her the basketball in the perfect spot. You feed it to a forward at the free throw line and facilitate from there to try and break the 2-3 zone.
Left elbow, inside Wilson, her shot no good. Tipped around and the rebound to Kilgo. 2-on-1 for the Big Red. And Clark Jackson loses the handle of the ball. Syracuse will take over. Steal it midcourt by Kaus and a foul on the back end by the Orange. That's the first one on Sanaya Wilson.
Fair caught napping there as Cornell puts on a 3/4 court pressure for the first time today. Something
Vivian Nee passes to Clark Jackson. Feed down low to Pape. Her left-handed shot is good. Up and over Sanaya Wilson for 2 points. Dyaisha Fair runs Syracuse's offense. Georgia Wooley fakes the 3, dribbles in. Kicks out to Rice. Layup on the right side, can't fall. Kilgo snags the board for Cornell. A back tip, loses the ball, and can Syracuse come away with it? Jump ball. Actually, no jump ball. It was called a push on Syracuse.
crazy scrum to try and get the basketball. It looked like Wood would come away cleanly with it. Instead, they get a Cornell foul that goes against Rachel Kaus, going in late on Wood, who got to the basketball first and heads to the bench a little shaken up.
So we will keep an eye on Kyra Wood. As Kaus picks up her second personal foul. Perkins into the game for the Orange. Rice straight away, feeds down low to Wooley. Backs down to defender. A fadeaway jumper, no good off the right side. Snee gets the rebound for Cornell.
Big Red switched into a 1-3-1 zone as they continue to show different looks to Syracuse, who's slowed down offensively the last few possessions.
Pape's pass almost intercepted by Fair. Kilgo keeps it alive. Bounce pass, Parker Hall gets Wilson to jump. 5 on the clock. A jumper off the notch, no good. The rebound to Parker Hall. She can't get the layup to go. A second try, how about a third? She gets the foul on the third attempt. And that one's on Sanaya Wilson as well.
Wilson did a good job at first to stay straight up there just outside of the right block, but eventually too many offensive rebounds, and Parker Hall took it straight into the chest of Wilson to draw the contact.
First free throw from Parker Hall.
estaremos ahí por si le pasa algo a tu auto en este día especial.
Mamá, para eso tengo State Farm.
Es que es peligroso manejar en carretera.
Si pasa algo, le mando un texto a mi agente. Tranquilos. State Farm estará ahí las 24 horas si los necesito.
24 horas. Ay, ay, tan linda como...
Amor. Como un buen vecino, State Farm está ahí. Llama para obtener una cotización hoy. Vecino, State Farm está ahí. Llama para obtener una cotización hoy.
Buddies, I present to you the Kerwin Frost Box.
I'll take that.
Yo, buddies, let's get that box.
Almost showtime, my lord.
Oh no! Go, go, go!
Come on, let's go. Hurry, everyone!
Let's go!
There he is, buddies. Get him!
Hey, buddy. That box is for everybody. There's a little McNugget in everyone.
Coming to you from Frost Way, with a buddy and a meal in every box. The Kerwin Frost Box.
Look at you. A force to be reckoned with. No, not you, Saquon. Not you either. You have a business bank account with QuickBooks Money now earning 5% APY.
Did he say 5% APY?
Hard as you do. That's how you business differently. Intuit QuickBooks makes your money work as hard as you do. That's how you business differently. Intuit QuickBooks.
Makes his list and checks it twice is because, well, you got to find out who's Sue Ludwig or Felicia Leggett-Jack. Sort of naughty, little nice on Ugly Sweater Night here inside the JMA Wireless Dome. If you're a Cornell fan, it's been a nice game so far for the Big Red. Hasn't been a much nice series history against its Central New York rival. 17-3, Syracuse holds the all-time record against Cornell. And in fact, SU in this building, a perfect 5-0 against Cornell. Wooley loses handle of the ball, but before the ball went out of bounds, she traveled.
Last win for the Big Red over the Orange came in Ithaca back in 2003, Joe, but Cornell off to a good start, and Coach Dana Smith said she kind of expected her team to come out strong because they've played a lot of close games, already played a top 25 team on the road at Ohio State, blown out by 43 in that game, but said her team learned a lot about that, to have short memory, and clearly Cornell has come out firing on all cylinders.
Ingram pump fakes, the layup too strong. It goes out of bounds off Latham, so Cornell will hold. On the flip side of that, Andrew, Syracuse, as we've mentioned earlier, only up 1 point at the half against Ohio, and SU was up 5 in its last home game at the half against Northeastern. And Felicia Leggett-Jack has said that her team just hasn't come out with that same energy the last couple of games.
Yeah, Syracuse seems a bit flat here to start as well. Defensive intensity has been there. Syracuse just can't create anything on the offensive side of the ball.
Pape, swish. Way too easy for the sophomore forward, who gives Cornell a 3-point lead. Perkins to Wooley. 10-foot jumper. Hangs on the rim, no good. It's off Wood's fingertips, but off a member of Cornell. So Syracuse will keep possession. Elena Rice back into the game for Georgia Wooley. Wooley, the leading scorer for SU with 8 points, but as you see on your screen, it's been a rough last 6.5 minutes for the Cuse. Rice with a back pass to Latham. Down low, Wood. Stripped of the ball, A jump ball's called, and the arrow points to Cornell.
It's really good defense down low by Emily Pape, working against a taller Kyra Wood. Dana Smith said her team has to defend before the entry pass down low, has to have position, and Pape, active hands on the pass to Wood, creates the steal, creates the jump ball, and gets possession back.
Pape finds Parker Hall, and the 2 points on the right side. Whistle sounds as Kyra Wood's down under the hoop. Let's check out this nifty move here. Pape spins off Wood, and then Andrew somehow gets this pass over to the right block.
Looks like some incidental contact caught the head of Kyra Wood as she's gingerly walking her way back to the Syracuse bench. Already taken out once in this game due to some heavy contact down low, and now we'll see if she's available to return it all the rest of the way for Syracuse.
There was a scrum back in the first quarter where the ball was down on the court. Kyra Wood was on the floor with the ball and had to leave the game. Perkins, her 3 ball is too long. Ingram gets the rebound. Dyaisha Fair comes away with the steal. 1-on-none, and she's tied. 25th all-time leading scorer in NCAA history. All alone atop the record books. Number 25 for Dyaisha Fair all-time in NCAA scoring. 3 ball from Kilgo is no good. Dyaisha Fair with the rebound. She wants more. That layup was a bit too strong. Ingram, her layup's good. Weaving in and out of the paint. SU immediately attacks the other way. Wooley to Fair in the corner. Back out to Rice. Her 3. No good. Tipped around and scooped up by Kilgo. Quick celebration was ended by Cornell with 2 points on the other end. The Big Red want to start a party themselves. And a charge. Elena Rice down low, set her feet. Would have been 2 points and another free throw if it went the other way around.
It's really good defensive positioning there from Elena Rice. Summer Parker Hall has had her way in this game early, but finally Syracuse gets a defender in the way and creates the turnover with the offensive foul.
Syracuse sets up offensively. Wooley, no look pass tipped out of bounds. Cornell's hands are active in these passing lanes today.
Hasn't led to many fast break points, but it's led to some turnovers and certainly disruption to the Syracuse offense.
No fast break points for Cornell so far. SU has 6. Rice looked for Perkins. The pass was too hard. Out of bounds, and Cornell will take over. Offense here trying to step on the gas and thread the needle early on here. Cornell playing its methodical style of basketball. Kilgo, her layup is true. 2 points for Kilgo. Georgia Wooley is down on the other end of the floor. She gets to her feet and joins the picture on the left side. Wooley sprints in. Her layup is good. Wincing through pain. Wooley up to 10. She's grabbing at that right knee, Andrew.
Yeah, Wooley, one of the biggest competitors on this team, so fighting through the pain to help Syracuse try and get back in it as the Orange continue to run the court.
Rice to Latham, spins down low, the layup is good. SU starting to cook. Alyssa Latham with her first bucket of the game.
Now you see Syracuse switch into the zone.
Jackson passes to Kilgo. Feed down low. Knee backs out to Pape. A shot no good. Knee with the rebound. She can't finish. The ball gets stripped away from Wooley. Out of bounds off of Knee. So Syracuse will take over. Georgia Wooley is staying in the game. She hustles down to the other end of the floor, but she's been fighting through all this knee pain over the last minute and a half.
Yeah, drew the foul there on the rebound defensively. Getting down to the post as Syracuse has gone with a little bit of a smaller lineup to match Cornell's.
Wooley to Perkins. Drives in, kick out, Rice, three ball. Twirls out. Pape the board for Cornell. As the Big Red quickly push. Here's another three from Knee, off the back iron. Rebound, Kilgo, her floater connects. Cornell with 5 offensive rebounds today and 7 second chance points. Wooley, strong take, draws the contact. So Georgia Wooley will go to the line after this quick break. Battered, bruised, everything so far in this first half between SU and Cornell.
Buddies, I present to you the Kerwin Frost Box.
I'll take that.
Yo, buddies, let's get that box.
Almost showtime, my lord.
Oh no! Go, go, go!
Come on, let's go. Hurry, everyone.
Let's go!
There he is, buddies. Get him.
Hey, buddy. That box is for everybody. There's a little McNugget in everyone.
Coming to you from Frost Way, with a buddy and a meal in every box. The Kerwin Frost Box.
The holidays on Dale's farm weren't very festive. Until he saved big on a Bluetooth speaker with Amazon's last-minute deals. And now...
Estaremos ahí por si le pasa algo a tu auto en este día especial.
Mamá, para eso tengo State Farm.
Es que es peligroso manejar en carretera.
Si pasa algo, le mando un texto a mi agente. Tranquilos. State Farm estará ahí las 24 horas si los necesito.
24 horas. ¡Ay! ¡Ay! ¡Tan linda como siempre! ¡Ay, qué ven, hijita! Pasa.
Amor. Como un buen vecino, State Farm está ahí. Llama para obtener una cotización hoy.
So, Mrs. Ramos, what does your son do?
He says he sells clouds.
Have you ever seen these clouds?
No, he says they're invisible.
Parents don't get B2B marketing. LinkedIn does. LinkedIn is the place to be to be.
Our founder once said, "Don't let the day pass without any action." We can lead more meaningful and constructive lives through the pursuit of activities that will ensure a better today than yesterday, a better tomorrow than today. To honor his vision and make a positive impact, we're committed to creating a greener, more equitable future for everyone. Learn about our commitment to the next generation.
Dyaisha Fair continues to etch her name in the history books. With that steal and score, Dyaisha Fair placed 25th all-time in the NCAA scoring list. As you see, the active scoring leaders in the country. Right now, Dyaisha Fair second in that category. But Andrew, in this game, Fair only has those 2 points.
Yeah, not a bad name to be behind there. Caitlin Clark of Iowa, but Fair has done it scoring the basketball ever since she stepped foot on campus at Buffalo with Coach Leggett Jack and has continued here at Syracuse. But yes, struggling to get going today, as are the Orange. Just those 2 points and Cuse down by 5.
Felicia Leggett Jack coming into this game said, you know, Dyaisha Fair is here to just tell her story. She plays for something that's bigger than basketball. And that Dyaisha Fair is telling the world who she truly is, and that is a crafty guard, a skilled defender, and a team leader. Georgia Wooley's at the line, and the Wooley family is in attendance today. Georgia Wooley, the leading scorer for SU today. Mom, dad, and her sister all in attendance. It's the first time that the Wooley family is in person watching Georgia play in the United States.
Funny story from Wooley. As she gets the steal here, her parents came on her official visit to Syracuse. That was their first trip to visit her ever since she committed and went to Buffalo. So never saw her play at Buffalo, but came for 48 hours for the official visit to Syracuse and now getting to see her in action.
Pape's jumper's good after Cornell comes up with its third steal of the game. Big Red up 6. And when Felicia Leggett-Jack made the coaching change from Buffalo to Syracuse, she said, hey, Georgia, you might want to tour Syracuse's campus because you're following me. Alyssa Latham draws contact in the paint.
Family's in town for much of December into January. We'll see the next 3 home games. Travel down to North Carolina to watch Syracuse take on UNC, and then one more home game against Boston College before her sister and parents head back to Australia.
Latham's first free throw is good. What, about a 24-hour flight from Australia to the Northeast?
It's a long way. You ever been?
I've never been to Australia, but it might be worth the 24 hours. Latham can't get a second free throw to hit, so she goes 1 for 2. Cornell flips the floor quickly. Kilgo finds Jackson, who loses the ball. Kilgo fakes the 3, takes a step in, and her long J is good. Kilgo up to 8 points as the Big Red lead by 7. Lexi McNabb controls Syracuse's offense. Passes to Rice, who jacks a 3. It's too long. Rebound tipped out. Picked up by Kilgo. Jackson at the block. Spins inside to Watts. Shots blocked. Pape cleans up and scores. Emily Pape up to 10 points today. Fair, her corner 3 is good. Dyaisha Fair finds the score sheet for the second time today. First 3 ball for the graduate guard.
It feels like Syracuse was waiting for one of those big 3s to connect to finally kickstart the offense, but the shot selection has been better for Cornell than Syracuse.
Nia Watts travels, and so Syracuse will take over. And you saw after that 3 ball, Felicia Leggett-Jack smiling ear to ear, almost exactly what you were saying, right? Like, finally, Syracuse can shoot from downtown. Certainly nice.
Cornell has gotten a lot more uncontested mid-range to short 2-pointers as opposed to Syracuse, who's put up a lot of shots from distance and finally trying to get the 3 ball going after Wooley's first 2.
How about this one? This is off the front rim. McNabb gets the long rebound inside to Latham, who loses the ball, and it's tipped out of bounds by Pape. SU will keep possession. Fair pulled up from the A and JMA dome there. Talk about trying to heat up from downtown.
No lack of confidence, but again, that goes back to the shot selection. Not sure early in the shot clock that's exactly what you're looking for if you're Cuse.
Wooley to Latham. In the paint. Spinning layup, no good. Pape comes down with the rebound. Just the 3rd rebound for Pape today. She averages 6 per game. Ingram passes to Knee. Head high feed. Pape inside. The jumper's good. Cornell is 5 of its last 5 from the floor.
And Pape's got a ton of open looks from about 6 to 10 feet, and she can't miss from mid-range.
Wooley travels.
Syracuse clearly frustrated as well with the way this Cornell team is playing, taking SU off its game here inside the dome.
Offensively, Cornell is taking what the Orange are giving them, and then on defense, they're hounding SU's top scorers. Ingram passes to Kilgo. Inside to Pape, who finds Knee in the corner. Sent all the way around to Jackson, and a foul's called on Elena Rice. She can't believe it. Second foul on the graduate guard. SU only had one player in significant foul trouble against Ohio. That was Alyssa Latham, who had 14 points in 15 minutes because she fouled out. The three ball off the front rim almost fell, but Latham gets the rebound. Under a minute to play in the first half. Rice, back pass to Fair, jacks up a deep three. It's no good, but a foul's drawn. The infraction's on Kilgo. So Elena Rice will go to the free throw line.
Not on the three-pointer there, it's on the screen set.
So it won't be 3 shots, just 2. Elena Rice so far this season, 17 of 22 from the stripe, nearly 80%. It's the first one to fall. Elena Rice, the longest tenured player on this team. Transfer from Auburn and Florida A&M. Hits the second free throw as well. Knee passes to Pape, who pulls up from the free throw line and connects again. Boy, Emily Pape is 7 of 8 from the floor so far. As Dyaisha Fair brought the ball over the timeline, Kaya Ingram gets called for a blocking foul.
Well, the Orange have to figure something out defensively, because what Pape has done is stepped away from that low block more towards the mid-range area and has found a soft spot in between the perimeter and Syracuse's forwards. Easy turnaround jumpers uncontested right now, and she can't miss.
Dyaisha Fair makes the first. Cornell on offense is shooting 50%. 15 of 30, but 0 of 4 from downtown. Second free throw is good.
And Pape is 7 of 8 from the floor right now.
Shot clock's turned off as Kilgo crosses half court. Big Red isn't slowing down. And now Kilgo decides to stand for a little bit. Take face guard by Rice. Kilgo drives in. Backs off the defender. Her shot no good. Pape the board. The putback is good. Dyaisha Fair quickly inbounds from half court. No good. And that does it for the first half. An efficient half of shooting for Cornell. 50% from the floor as Emily Pape leads all scorers with 16. It's halftime in the Dome. We'll be right back. Cornell leads 37-29.
When do we go from learners to leaders? Who draws the line between theory and practice and decides when our dreams go live? We do. Potential is over. It's time to rise as one, to rise as Orange.
Buddies, I present to you the Kerwin Frost Box.
I'll take that.
Yo, buddies, let's get that box.
Almost showtime, my lord.
Oh no! Go, go, go!
Come on, let's go. Hurry, everyone.
Let's go!
There he is, buddies. Get him.
Hey, buddy. That box is for everybody. There's a little McNugget in everyone.
Coming to you from Frost Way, with a buddy and a meal in every box. The Kerwin Frost Box.
Estaremos ahí por si le pasa algo a tu auto en este día especial.
Mamá, para eso tengo State Farm.
Es que es peligroso manejar en carretera.
Si pasa algo, le mando un texto a mi agente. Tranquilos. State Farm estará ahí las 24 horas si los necesito.
24 horas. Ay, ay, tan linda como siempre. Ay, que ven, hijita, pasa.
Amor. Como un buen vecino, State Farm está ahí. Llama para obtener una cotización hoy.
Our founder once said, "Don't let the day pass without any action. We can lead more meaningful and constructive lives through the pursuit of activities that will ensure a better today than yesterday, a better tomorrow than today." To honor his vision for everyone, learn about our commitment to the next generation. Learn about our commitment to the next generation.
Go to Old Navy and you'll save a toboggan full of buckaroonies. It's a real bada bing, bada boom situation.
Right now, get last-minute gifts from just $2 only at Old Navy.
Look, this deal is a steal, and so is the toboggan. I know because I stole it.
Fashion always came easy to me. But when the fashion critics told me to play it safe, I decided to call an audible. Does that make me a fashion icon? Sure, but inspiration is everywhere if you're listening.
Ignite your imagination. Audible.
It's halftime here in the Salt City as Syracuse and Cornell meet for the 21st time. As we tip off our halftime coverage here on ACC Network Extra, we say hello to one of the newer faces on SU Women's Hoops, Alyssa Latham.
Finally getting here and being on campus, the coaches have exceeded my expectations. They've been hard on me, they've been pushing me, just fully trying to get everything that they can out of me. What made me choose Syracuse was the coaching staff for sure. Coach Jack, Coach KC, like everybody, just the energy that they showed when I came on my visit. It was very welcoming. The people here were very kind, and also the culture at Syracuse University and the education and everything that they offer. I like to describe my game as being a unicorn because I can do all things on the court. I can rebound, I can score, I can stretch, I can play outside, I can play inside. So my top game is an all-around game. Whatever you need me to do, I'm gonna do it. The impact that I expect to bring this season is domination. I'm gonna dominate on the boards, dominate on the inside, bring intensity and energy, and that dog-like mentality. The main players I look up to are Asia Wilson and Natasha Howard. I feel like those are the two pros that I really look up to. I love their drive, I love their passion, I love their intensity on the court. I love everything that they bring. I'm actually like an old lady. I like to do puzzles. I crochet. I'm not a pro crocheter. I'm a beginner. I'm a beginner crocheter. The only thing that I know how to crochet at the moment is a bracelet. Outside of the old lady things, I like to watch TV. I'm a big TV person. My main TV show is How to Get Away with Murder. That's my #1 right now. But when it comes to my basketball journey, I like to say I was a late bloomer, only because I started playing basketball when I was like 12. So I pretty much was just following my older sister's footsteps. Just wanted to be a baller because I saw my older sister, and I'm like, hey, you know, I want to be like my big sis and go play basketball. And you know, it got me here. So I made the right choice.
Alyssa, thank you so much for your time. Make sure to stay tuned for more halftime coverage right here on ACC Network Extra as we take a look.
Buddies, I present to you the Kerwin Frost Box.
I'll take that.
Yo, buddies, let's get that box.
Almost showtime, my lord.
Oh no! Go, go, go!
Come on, let's go. Hurry, everyone.
Let's go!
There he is, buddies. Get him.
Hey, buddy. That box is for everybody. There's a little McNugget in everyone.
Coming to you from Frost Way, with a buddy and a meal in every box. The Kerwin Frost Box.
Estaremos ahí por si le pasa algo a tu auto en este día especial.
Mamá, para eso tengo State Farm.
Es que es peligroso manejar en carretera.
Si pasa algo, le mando un texto a mi agente. Tranquilos. State Farm estará ahí las 24 horas si los necesito.
24 horas. ¡Ay!
Amor. Como un buen vecino, State Farm está ahí. Llama para obtener una cotización hoy. Amor. Como un buen vecino, State Farm está ahí. Llama para obtener una cotización hoy.
drum strumming, all your friends humming. Yeah, it's a good time coming. Everything you wanted, it's right here, y'all. Everything you needed, it's right here, y'all. We got the tunes bumping, got the kids jumping. Yeah, it's a good time coming.
Cornell had its way in the first half with a 37-29 lead over Syracuse as we enter the halftime break. Joe Buccio and Andrew Selliver back with you here in the JMA Wireless Dome. So Andrew, Syracuse 8-1 coming into this game, all non-conference games so far. So the question is, can Syracuse's non-conference success translate into success in conference play?
Well, that's the question a lot of Syracuse fans are asking themselves, and right now, the Orange don't look too good against Cornell, but the only real big test so far, Maryland, a 2-point road loss to the Terps. So when Syracuse enters ACC play, how will the Orange stack up against the best of the best in the country?
And one of the big reasons why that question is even asked is because coming into this season, Syracuse was projected to be just in the middle of the pack in the ACC. The Orange finished 9th in the ACC last year with a first-round exit against NC State. But then as you look at how Syracuse has done this season, Andrew, you throw the papers away, you say, let's play basketball. The Orange have had a red-hot start to the year.
That's right. On both the defensive and offensive side of the basketball, Syracuse has had success. Rebounding has been a strength down low, replacing some of their key rebounders from a season ago. And offensively, when you got Dyaisha Fair, getting other key contributions from other guards has been huge.
Yeah, you know that Dyaisha Fair is going to get her due, right? Averaging 19 points a game. It's a mix of players that have been here before and some players that are some new faces for the Orange that really shine to start this year.
Yeah, Elena Rice has stood out in particular coming back for Syracuse. You mentioned in the first half the longest tenured Orange, and has succeeded, especially from behind the arc, shooting it well over 45%. But Alyssa Latham has been key on the glass, top 10 in the ACC, rebounding over 8 boards per game. Getting a freshman to contribute like that on a team that's receiving votes in the AP poll, that's huge.
And SU will need all 3 of those and more to help out as we enter ACC play here in this season. Syracuse not the only team that has exceeded expectations to start the year in the conference. That's headlined by NC State, starting off the season unranked and now the number 3 team in the country at 11-0. And as for the Orange, yes, they're receiving 3 votes entering this week. So maybe we see Syracuse crack the top 25 soon. We'll step aside for just a moment, but we will recap the first half and preview second half coverage when we come back inside the Dome.
Some people just know what road to take. Those are the people who know to choose Allstate.
The service road is faster.
Turn left.
Not happening.
He knows better than any GPS, and he'd point you in Allstate's direction.
Go all the way down the road past the big gray warehouse.
Take the next exit.
You're not from around here, so you don't know the back roads.
I don't want to be late for the party.
I'm gonna save us 5 minutes.
Some people just know what road to take.
You're on the fastest route.
Those are the people who know safe drivers save 40% with Allstate.
The Kerwin Frost Box. With a McNugget buddy in every box. And your choice of Big Mac or 10-piece McNuggets. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Students of any age, from anywhere. Students in a new kind of classroom. Using our technology to power different ways of learning. Harnessing. So when minds grow, opportunities follow. So when minds grow, opportunities follow.
Alexa,
Unlock the front door.
When life has your hands full, we've got the door. Trust your home to Schlegg.
There is a lot of information out there. The truth? Hamas is a terrorist group. Hamas oppresses the people of Gaza, uses civilians as human shields, and steals their basic supplies to use them in a war of terror. Even when given the chance at peace, Hamas broke the truce. Our community needs to stand against Hamas and stand with Palestinians and Israelis for basic human rights. Focus on the truth. Free Palestine of Hamas.
Cornell putting the big in big red in the first half with a 37-29 lead over SU at the end of the first 20 minutes. We'll get you the second half coverage in just a moment. Joe Puccio, Andrew Sullivan back with you in the Dome. Andrew, Syracuse, we've talked about it the last two games. It's been rough first halves, and it's not looking any better for the Orange.
Yeah, I think the big difference that we talked about a little bit is the shot selection. Syracuse has not elected to take a lot of open looks from inside the arc. Cornell has found those open opportunities and has cashed in.
Luckily for the Cuse, it's reverted in the second half and come away with two wins against Northeastern and Ohio. But one of the reasons why SU's trailing so far today is Emily Pape, the leading scorer on both ends of the floor. Andrew, she had a phenomenal first half.
Yeah, came in averaging under 10 points a game, but she's shown off some post moves that have been really impressive and hit from mid-range like you see there. Emily Pape giving up some size at just 6'1" against taller players like Alyssa Latham, but she's found some mismatches and has succeeded on both sides of the basketball.
So Emily Pape with 16 points. She's helped Cornell shoot 50% from the floor in the first half. Andrew, what stands out to you in these first half stats?
Well, you look a lot more threes attempted by Syracuse. The Orange need to hit those if they want to get back in the game, but the rebounding has been huge. If you would have told Coach Smith that her team would be leading the rebounding category by 7 at halftime, I'm not sure she'd believe you, because Syracuse does have the height advantage and just has struggled to hit the glass so far today.
And the thing with SU is that the Orange out-rebound their opponents plus 11. That's the third best rebounding margin in the ACC. So Emily Pape, the leading scorer on both ends of the floor. Georgia Wooley, the leading scorer for the Orange, with 11 points. Wooley shooting 4 of 9 from the floor today with her family in attendance.
Coach Felicia Leggett-Jack played down low for Syracuse in her playing time, so you have to imagine that there were some strong words about hitting the glass here in the second half. Her team has turned it around the last 2 weeks and blown out Northeastern and Ohio in the final 20 minutes. Need a big-time turnaround tonight against Cornell.
Sister Kelsey, Mom Sue, and Dad Adam in attendance. The Wooley family watching Georgia play for the first time in person in the United States. Alyssa Latham starts the second half with a pass down low to Wilson. Pass goes all the way to midcourt. Fair slows things down. Drives in, free throw line, kicks out to Wooley. With 7 to shoot, she spins off a defender. Her jumper is good. Wooley up to 13 points. The Orange have cut into Cornell's lead.
Georgia Wooley, the only Syracuse player that it feels like has really sought out her own shot. The Orange needs some more aggression from other players. Dyaisha Fair a little bit quiet, and especially down low from Latham and Wilson.
SU brings out a 1-3-1 modified 2-3 zone to start the second half. Ingram straight away, passes down low, and a foul called under the basket. Parker Hall was on the right side. He got hit from behind. Alyssa Latham got her right hand across. Alyssa Latham with her second personal foul. Parker Hall's first free throw is good. The junior forward is now 6 of 7 from the free throw line. 6 of her 12 points have come from the charity stripe. She goes 2 for 2 from the line. Cornell brings out a full court press to start this half, Andrew, something it did back in the first 20 minutes.
It worked on the first time they put it on. After that, Syracuse had success breaking it, and the same in the case here. The thing with the press is it does take Syracuse a little while to get into the offense.
Fair. Latham. Foul. The layup. It's good. From inside to out. Alyssa Latham connects on the left block, and she'll go to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play.
We mentioned the height advantage, Joe. Latham, a huge height advantage over Summer Parker Hall, uses it to her advantage. The Orange need to get to the free throw line more as well.
And one free throw's no good. Tipped out of bounds. It's off Syracuse. So Cornell will take over. SU at the free throw line today. 6 of 11.
So you got to get there, and then you got to make them as well. And if you can't make your free throws, you'll struggle to get back into this contest.
And you see Cornell there, only one miss from the free throw line today. Ingram drives in, kicks out to Pape, finds Parker Hall. Ingram back outside, passes to Kilgo. The dribble drive, the kick out to Ingram for three. It's way short, rebounded by Beam, but her toe was on the baseline. Syracuse will take over. Syracuse's defense is active to start this half. SU back in the first half got in passing lanes. Dyaisha Fair takes it all the way herself. Draws some contact. She'll go to the line for two. Needs to get some offense, put it in its leading scorer's hands, right?
Yeah, this is what we're talking about creating your own shot. Not a ton of drives through the defense from Dyaisha Fair in the first half. More aggressive there to get her own opportunity, whether it be an open layup or take the contact, get yourself to the foul line, where Fair is really impressive.
First one rims out. Emily Pape picked up her second personal foul that sent Dyaisha Fair to the free throw.
I said she was impressive, 18 of 19 from the strike coming into today, and then she misses the first one.
Redemption on the second one. SU trails by 5. So no full court press from the Orange, but just Georgia Wooley face guarding the ball carrier. Pape dribbles in, pulls up from 15 feet and connects. When it looks like there's no shot available, Emily Pape says, hey, check the nylon. 18 points now. As SU's offense on the left end, inside to Wilson. The no-look pass from Wooley to Wilson in the paint. Scores 2 points for the forward. First 2 points of the game for Sanaya Wilson after she scored 18 last time out. And now she gets called for a foul. Check out this feed from Wooley. Oh, man. You know, in shoot-around today, Georgia Wooley was practicing those no-look feeds into the corner from straight away. Must have been muscle memory at the top of the lane.
She's been really impressive today, Joe, to try and create the offense. Fair has been not quite on her A1 game so far today, and Wooley has taken over to try and create Syracuse some scoring opportunities, but going to need to continue to do that.
Wooley leads the team with 13. Fair, the second most points on SU with 8. But she's just 2 of 7 from the floor.
See the Orange trying to speed this Cornell offense up. We'll see what the adjustment is to the 1-3-1 zone.
Pape for 3. Yes! She is on fire. 21 points for Emily Pape and just 1 miss from the floor. And on the other end, SU turns the ball over. The Orange just have no answer for the sophomore forward.
Well, that's part of the goal here for Syracuse with the zone, to try and force the shots further out onto the perimeter. Cornell only shoots it 24% from deep and had those open mid-rangers, and now Pape steps out behind the arc and drills it.
Parker Hall swatted away by Wilson, and Latham volleyball tips it out of bounds. Sanaya Wilson with a strong shot contest. Pape, Kilgo, and Parker Hall are all above their season averages in scoring today. Parker Hall's shot off the back iron. Offensive rebound. Pape feeds down low to Parker Hall. Third notch, jumper's good. Cornell still even 50% from the floor so far today. The Big Red lead by 10. It's the largest lead of the game for Cornell, and SU has no answer on the other end. Wooley on the floor, kicks out to Wilson, who finds a wide open Fair. Three is long. Tipped out of bounds off Georgia Wooley.
You can hear the physicality down low. Both teams battling for every single rebound right now as Syracuse continues to apply the pressure.
Kilgo beats it easily. Numbers for the Big Red. Puts up a floater, no good. Rice the rebound. SU ups the tempo. Wooley carves her way in. An offensive foul. Sanaya Wilson gets called for a charge. Great heads-up play by Parker Hall as Sanaya Wilson picks up her fourth foul. She's ushered to the bench.
And you could tell she knew she had too much momentum moving into the defensive player. Tried to pull up, just couldn't do it.
It's impactful that Wilson's on the bench now. Layup is good from Rachel Kaus. Cornell continues to put salt in the wound. The reason why it's huge is because Isabel Varejao is out today. Sanaya Wilson didn't get the start down low, but came in off the bench as the sixth man. After a few misses, the ball goes out of bounds off Alyssa Latham's hands. There's Isabel Varejao on the bench. She also missed the Ohio game. The last time the Varejao played was in this building on December 4th against Northeastern. SU with a rather smaller lineup as Kyra Wood checks into the game. Jackson, right-handed floater, yes. Way too easy for Cornell's offense, who's on a 7-0 run in the last 2 minutes. Wooley, a back pass to Fair. Dishes it to Rice. It's a screen from Wood. Rice, her pass is tipped out of bounds. Kilgo almost read that pass. But Syracuse will keep possession after this media timeout. Emily Pape and the Cornell Big Red are showing up on one of the grander stages in college basketball. 50-36, Cornell with the lead.
The Kerwin Frost Box. With a McNugget buddy in every box. And your choice of Big Mac or 10-piece McNuggets.
Estaremos ahí por si le pasa algo a tu auto en este día especial.
Mamá, para eso tengo State Farm.
Es que es peligroso manejar en carretera.
Si pasa algo, le mando un texto a mi agente. Tranquilos. State Farm estará ahí las 24 horas si los necesito.
24 horas. ¡Ay! ¡Ay! ¡Tan linda como siempre! ¡Ay, qué bien! ¡Ven, hijita! ¡Pasa!
Amor. Como un buen vecino, State Farm está ahí. Llama para obtener una cotización hoy.
My daughter says she works in B2B where she sells SEO and MRM to CPGs. I don't know how this happened. She was speaking in complete sentences before she was 2.
Parents don't get B2B marketing. LinkedIn does. LinkedIn is the place to be to be.
Our founder once said, "Don't let the day pass without any action." We can lead more meaningful and constructive lives for the pursuit of activities that will ensure a better today than yesterday, a better tomorrow than today. To honor his vision and make a positive impact, we're committed to creating a greener, more equitable future for everyone. Learn about our commitment to the next generation.
Go to Old Navy and you'll save a toboggan full of buckaroonies. It's a real bada bing, bada boom situation.
Right now, get last-minute gifts from just $2 only at Old Navy.
Look, this deal is a steal, and so is the toboggan. I know because I stole it.
Cornell has continued its good times from the first half into the second. Right now, it's a 50-36 advantage for the Big Red. Andrew, Cornell's players are playing above expectations, while Syracuse is either meeting it or just a little bit below.
Yeah, it's a Cornell team that averages just 56 points a game. Right now at 50 with just under 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. And for the Big Red, Emily Pape, a big key. Dyaisha Fair has been really absent for most of the contest, averaging nearly 20 points a game, just 8 points right now and on the bench.
Kennedy Perkins off the inbound scores the lay-in for 2. So yeah, it's important. Dyaisha Fair sitting on the bench to start after this media timeout. Vivian Nee, her jumper is too long. The rebound fought for and won by the Big Red. Pape swings it to Kilgo. Slows down for Cornell's offense. Kaus to Pape, leading scorer on the floor. Passes back to Kilgo, uncontested 3, it won't matter. A foul on the floor as Georgia Wooley is being helped up by her teammates. Rachel Kaus gets called for her 3rd personal. And with that, Kaus will take a seat, and Summer Parker Hall comes back into the game.
The Orange survive another second chance opportunity, and those have been big for Cornell, who's hit the offensive glass really well today. Syracuse is going to try and apply more pressure, but that could lead to more open opportunities for Cornell, and the Big Red really haven't missed many of those open looks so far today.
Speaking of open looks, Georgia Wooley hits. She's been battered and bruised throughout this whole game, but Georgia Wooley is 3 of 4 from downtown and cuts into the Big Red's lead. Parker Hall fakes the jumper, kicks out to Nee. The pass goes off Wooley's foot. Cornell will keep possession. Back in the first half, Georgia Wooley was fighting down low for some loose possessions, maybe trying to show off for her family that's in attendance today. But she has really been a motivating and key factor for SU, fighting for the loose balls and trying to generate some positive juice and energy.
Yeah, she's been the instigator on both sides of the basketball, has tried to start that press.
A foul on the floor. It's on Syracuse.
Again, Emily Pape getting it into dangerous positions offensively and creates the contact, gets the foul against Perkins.
That's her 2nd foul of the game.
Not many steps gone wrong so far for the sophomore Emily Pape.
Cornell inbounds to Parker Hall in the corner. Passes out to Jackson. 10 to shoot. He'll go to Nee. He drives in. Feed down low, Parker Hall, shot swatted, but a whistle sounds. A foul on Alyssa Lather.
Alicia will get Jack all sorts of fired up after that call. Not a ton of contact. If there's any contact, you would have guessed it would go against Kyra Wood.
It's important that it's on Latham because that's the freshman phenom's 3rd foul. Parker Hall back to the line. First free throw is no good. You just saw it there. She's been automatic today. Now 7 of 9 from the charity stripe. Felicia will get Jack still going over that call with the officials. Second free throw is good, so it's a 10-point lead once again for Cornell. The largest lead in this game is 14, when Cornell had a 50-36 lead halfway through this quarter. Georgia Wooley fakes a straightaway three, passes to Rice, who jacks up from downtown. It's too long. Perkins the board. The putback is good. Second chance points for the Orange. Perkins has 4. Pounding at midcourt, and a timeout called by Cornell head coach Dana Smith. Both teams upping the intensity here in the third quarter, as Syracuse trails 51-43.
Greatness is a feeling. Fearless. Brotherhood. Greatness is more than winning the game. It's changing it. Greatness is what we do. Accomplish greatness.
Buddies, I present to you the Kerwin Frost Box.
I'll take that.
Yo, buddies, let's get that box.
Almost showtime, my lord.
Oh no! Go, go, go!
Come on, let's go. Hurry, everyone.
Let's go!
There he is, buddies. Get him.
Hey, buddy. That box is for everybody. There's a little McNugget in everyone.
With a buddy and a meal in every box. The Kerwin Frost Box.
¿Algo a tu auto en este día especial?
Mamá, para eso tengo State Farm.
Es que es peligroso manejar en carretera.
Si pasa algo, le mando un texto a mi agente. Tranquilos. State Farm estará ahí las 24 horas si los necesito.
24 horas. ¡Ay! ¡Ay! ¡Tan linda como...
State Farm está ahí. Llama para obtener una cotización hoy.
Amor.
Como un buen vecino, State Farm está ahí. Llama para obtener una cotización hoy.
Alexa, unlock the front door. Hey!
When life has your hands full, we've got the door. Trust your home to Schlage.
Oh, sick headphones. Mine barely work.
Oh, these are great. You should get them.
I know. I really need a new pair.
See ya.
I want to spend my life with a girl like you. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba. Till that time has come that we might live as one. Can I dance with you? Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba.
We've got a day-night doubleheader coming up on Thursday here on ACC Network Extra. The first, a literal day. 10:30 a.m. tip between St. Francis and Syracuse in the school day game. And then at 5 Eastern that night, Syracuse men's basketball takes on Niagara. Of course, that game bumped up to 5 p.m. because Syracuse football plays in its bowl game at 7. So join us right here all day on ACC Network Extra.
Get up and get your coffee, Joe.
I was gonna say, I gotta get to bed early.
If you thought ugly sweater night was fun, get ready for school day.
I was at that game last year, and it was one of the loudest games I've ever been to. Go. Vivian Nee connects off the bank and in for 3. Big Red back up to an 11-point lead, tie for its largest of the game.
That's when you know things are going right for the Big Red tonight.
Rice finds Wooley. Drives into the lane, looking for Latham. The ball's deflected. Rice ends up with it, no good. Latham, the putback, yes! Syracuse fights down low for 2 points. And the Orange bring out a full court press. Cornell breaks the press quite easily. As Knee passes back to Kilgo. 8 points today for the guard. Passes out to Pape, deep 2. Off the left side, the rebound to Rice. Just the second miss today for Emily Pape. A little bit of pressure on Rice, but Georgia Wooley brings it across. Jacks up a shot and draws a foul. Wooley will go to the line for 2 as Pape picks up her 3rd.
Big time play by Elena Rice. Getting down on the defensive glass. Draws 3 defenders to try and create a tie-up, and that outlet pass leads to 3-on-2 offense for Syracuse.
So 2 of the game's starters for Cornell, Kilgo and Pape, head to the bench. Wooley's first free throw is good.
Still no Dyaisha Fair back in this game, so it begs the question, who will step up for Syracuse to try and get the Orange back in it? You have to think Wooley at the line and Alyssa Latham down low, the 2 go-to stars offensively right now.
Ingram passes to Knee as Cornell breaks the press. Nice feed down low. Parker all swatted by Perkins. The 5'6" guard from the elbow to the block sends the ball out of bounds. We mentioned how Cornell head coach Dana Smith talked about the height advantage for the Big Red. Well, Syracuse wins the disadvantage height there. Ingram carves in, her layup too strong. And Perkins skies for the rebound. Cross-court feed intercepted by Parker Hall. She stepped out of bounds as she made contact with the ball. So Syracuse holds. Thought Parker Hall was going to join us on the broadcast there for a second.
Another dangerous pass, though, from Syracuse, trying to push the pace.
Wooley, deep 3. No good. Latham gets the rebound. Inside the paint, she spins and finishes. Alyssa Latham up to 9 points. SU down 5. SU fans starting to get behind their team. Jackson, Syracuse, outside to Knee. The Canadian passes outside to Kaus. Ingram jacks up a late shot, it's no good. And a shot clock violation, hounding defense from SU.
Well, the Big Red have handled the pressure well so far, Joe, but as this game nears a close, it's only going to mount. And Cornell's going to need to continue to stave off that pressure for a big road upset.
Syracuse will get the last shot if they want it. Perkins spins off a defender. In the lane. Draws contact and a charge. Great footwork from Summer Parker Hall to take the body and give Cornell the ball. Kennedy Perkins picks up her 4th foul. I beg your pardon, that's her 3rd personal foul. Ingram gets through 4 Orange players and the pass goes out of bounds. Boy, she almost went coast to coast without a roadblock in sight. .3 left here for the Cuse. You have to assume maybe just one last heave when the red lights show up, Andrew?
Well, we'll see if we get a clock adjustment. And there you go, 2 extra tenths.
That'll help.
Probably not.
Into Wooley, and she'll just dribble it out. No Hail Mary from the Cuse. Cornell led at the half and now leads at the end of the 3rd. We'll see if SU can make any adjustments as we head to the 4th.
estaremos ahí por si le pasa algo a tu auto en este día especial.
Mamá, para eso tengo State Farm.
Es que es peligroso manejar en carretera.
Si pasa algo, le mando un texto a mi agente. Tranquilos. State Farm estará ahí las 24 horas si los necesito.
24 horas. Ay, ay, tan linda como siempre. Ay, que ven, hijita, pasa.
Amor. Como un buen vecino, State Farm está ahí. Llama para obtener una cotización hoy.
Buddies, I present to you the Kerwin Frost Box.
I'll take that.
Yo, buddies, let's get that box.
Almost showtime, my lord.
Oh no! Go, go, go!
Come on, let's go. Hurry, everyone.
Let's go!
There he is, buddies. Get him.
Hey, buddy! That box is for everybody! There's a little McNugget in everyone!
Coming to you from Frost Way, with a buddy and a meal in every box. The Kerwin Frost Box.
On ACC Network Extra. Happy holidays from all of us here at the ACC Network. Syracuse takes its first quarter of this game, but still trails 54-49. Joe Puccio, Andrew Selver back with you inside the dome. Syracuse, Andrews, seem to get more offensive momentum in that quarter, upping the intensity on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I think the pace pickup helped Syracuse really find a groove on both sides of the basketball.
Emily Pape is back on the floor for Cornell, the leading scorer today with 21. She has the ball straight away. Dishes it off to Kilgore. House. Cornell playing hot potato. In the corner, Beam for three. Got it! Mia Beam drills the three-pointer. It's her first bucket of the day. Latham draws a foul on the other end. The infraction is on Emily Pape, so that is her fourth foul of the game. One away from having to take a seat. And that forces Pape to take a seat. Not a bad substitute, though, if you're a Cornell fan. Summer Parker Hall checks in for the Big Red. She's second on the team with 16 points. Fair's floater is no good, but she drew some contact at the foul line. Second infraction on Azaria Kilgo. The Dyaisha Fair at the line for 2 free throws today. It's an unconventional day for Fair scoring. First free throw is good. Andrew, Dyaisha Fair sat for most of that third quarter.
Yeah, definition of consistency throughout her college career and Syracuse tenure, but only 9 points, chance to make it 10, which she does. Only been in single digits, scoring once in 2 seasons here with the Orange. We'll see if she can turn it on late and get Syracuse back with a chance to sneak out a victory.
Ingram, bounce pass, Parker Hall to Kaus. Long two, no good. Rebound ripped down by Latham. And they call it jump ball and a bit of a skirmish. Latham and Parker Hall were fighting for the loose ball.
Latham out of position a little bit, does a really good job to get back into position with the box out, and then is tussled to the ground. And those two going at it after the whistle a little bit. Referees do a good job to get in there and break it up. Syracuse gets possession with the arrow favoring the Orange, and that's a big stop. Syracuse needs a handful of stops to get this game back in favor of the Orange.
Parker Hall tied for the team lead with 5 boards. Latham has 7, leading the Orange. Kyra Wood with a rebound, and she gets the putback up and under. A one-handed Odell catch rebound. And Latham puts it in for 2 on the other side. Ingram double teamed by Syracuse's defense. She splits the 2, puts up a floater, scratches the rim. Wood gets the rebound. Here come the Orange. Dyaisha Fair kicks out to Rice for 3. Off the rim, loose ball, won by Kilgo. 2-on-1 for the Big Red. The layup falls. Strong take from Kilgo. Cornell back up 6. Dyaisha Fair backs down her defender. Creates some space for the 3, but it's no good. Wood gets the rebound. Kicks out to Fair, now to Wooley. Carves in, right-handed floater is true. Georgia Wooley with a team-high 18 points.
Back-to-back big-time possessions from Kyra Wood on the offensive glass to get the Orange second chance opportunities.
Kilgo on the near sideline. She's got 5 to shoot. Passes to Ingram. Cornell's got to hurry it up. Ingram inside. Puts up a floater. It's no good. Parker Hall gets the rebound. Her putback is true. It's a battle in the paint between Cornell and SU.
Really starting to see these two contrasting styles as Syracuse, not on this possession, but really trying to push the pace, and Cornell, the last one, taking as much clock.
Wooley misses from downtown. Long rebound to Kilgo. She steps on the gas, and her layup misses. She gets her own rebound. Through Fair's legs, out of bounds, off Kyra Wood. Cornell will keep possession. Clark Jackson checks back in for Cornell. Maya Beam takes a seat. Parker Hall down low, off the inbound. Her shot's no good. Syracuse fights for the loose ball. Dyaisha Fair at the elbow, dribbles back out. Her jumper is no good, and she draws some contact. That foul is on Clark Jackson, as Fair tried to do it herself.
Well, you give Dyaisha Fair a lot of credit here in the fourth quarter now. After a slow day offensively, struggled to find her shot. Doing her best to get herself to the free throw line and create some free opportunities from there. Pape checks back into the game with 4 fouls. We'll see if Syracuse attacks her on the next offensive possession.
And it could be that player right there who decides to get into the lane. First free throw is good. Fair up to 14 points. Her dad in attendance as always. Normally he wears the Dyaisha Fair t-shirt. Second free throw also good. SU trails 61-57. Cornell easily crosses midcourt once again. In the face of adversity, the Big Red have handled this pressure. Parker Hall finds Pape. Her jumper, no good. Georgia Wooley on the near side. Almost gets the ball ripped away from her, and Fair gets tripped up by Jackson. Third personal on Clark Jackson, the freshman guard out of Columbus, Ohio. Jackson made her return home last month on November 26th. 4 points in 23 minutes against top 25 foe, Ohio State. Dyaisha Fair, straightaway 3, it doesn't matter. An offensive foul on Kyra Wood. The Orange are distraught with that call. So are the fans. Jackson enters the paint. Kicks out to knee. Ingram met by Wooley. Pape, easy pass down low, and Jackson converts for two. Clark Jackson with 4 points. Emily Pape with her 4th assist.
Not doing it, just scoring the basketball. Good vision to find the open look down low.
Rice to Wood. From the free throw line, it's no good. Latham rips away from Rice and a Cornell Big Red player, and she's called for a charge. 2 straight offensive fouls on the last 2 SU possessions.
Rice and Latham did a great job to get the offensive board, but then straight through the chest of Summer Parker Hall.
3rd personal for Latham. Nice hands by Elena Rice to come up with the turnover. Georgia Wooley, Euro steps, shot no good. And a foul on the floor. It's on Syracuse once again. Elena Rice picks up her 3rd.
Felicia Leggett-Jack begging for a foul after Wooley's shot attempt missed well wide right. Thought there was contact, but the Orange don't get the call.
Jackson. And Kilgo slows things down for Cornell. Halfway through the final quarter. The 5 and 4 Big Red are up on the 8 and 1 Orange. Kilgo, bounce pass. Parker Hall. Layup no good. Knee the offensive board. Kicks out to Jackson. Deep 3. Off the back iron. And the rebound to Latham. The first shot of that possession didn't find the rim. Fair almost jacked up a deep 3. Seen her do it a few times today. Instead, she finds Wood, and the layup is good. Kyra Wood with 8. And the steal from Wooley. The layup's no good. Rice gets the rebound, and there's contact down low. The infraction is on Cornell. Perhaps the last thing SU needs right now is a break. But we'll step aside for just a moment. It's a 4-point game here in the Dome.
The holidays on Dale's farm weren't very festive. Until he saved big on a Bluetooth speaker with Amazon's last-minute deals.
Estaremos ahí por si le pasa algo a tu auto en este día especial.
Mamá, para eso tengo State Farm.
Es que es peligroso manejar en carretera.
Si pasa algo, le mando un texto a mi agente. Tranquilos. State Farm estará ahí las 24 horas si los necesito.
24 horas. ¡Ay! ¡Ay! ¡Tan linda como siempre! ¡Ay, qué ven, hijita, pasa!
Amor. Como un buen vecino, State Farm está ahí. Llama para obtener una cotización hoy.
Cool. Buddies, the Kerwin Frostbox.
Coming to you from Frost Way, with a buddy and a meal in every box. The Kerwin Frostbox.
Cornell's been in cruise control for most of this game, but as you see on your screen, the Big Red are up 4, and they have a lot of foul trouble late in this game.
Yeah, Emily Pape, the leading scorer so far today for the Big Red, has 4. That's the biggest foul trouble on either team. Sanaya Wilson also for Joe, but she doesn't really need to come back into the game right now because Kyra Wood has filled in phenomenally. 2 offensive boards at big times over the last handful of minutes. So expect Wood and Latham down low for the remainder of this contest for Syracuse.
And it's been a very physical game between both of these sides. If you look at the points in the paint, Cornell has 32 compared to Syracuse's 28. Syracuse is in the bonus, and as we return from media timeout, Elena Rice is at the free throw line for 2. Rice, a 77% free throw shooter on the year. Can't hit on the first one. Rice is now 2 for 3 at the stripe today. She hits on the second. So it's a 3-point game inside the dome. At one point, Cornell was up 11 points. The Big Red are up 3. And the Big Red are looking for their first win in 20 years against the Cuse. And Dyaisha Fair draws the foul on the right side. Strong pressure from SU. And a strong foul here from Nee as she tried to get that block.
Yeah, Syracuse's pressure has finally started to take its toll on Cornell. A couple key turnovers have led to a couple free looks or trips to the free throw line here down the stretch.
Fair back to the line. First free throw is good. Dyaisha Fair. 2 misses on the season from the free throw line. She's good on her second. 1-point game, and SU brings up the momentum and the pressure. And the noise inside the dome. Jackson's pass almost tipped away, but she gets it to Kilgo as the Big Red break the press. Double team at half court. And an offensive foul. Georgia Wooley eats the charge, and the Orange take over.
Non-stop pressure in the backcourt comes to the front court. And now both bigs, Pape and Parker Hall, have 4 fouls for Cornell, Joe.
Let's see if Syracuse goes inside. Rice in the lane, kicks out to Wood. Back to Fair for 3. Yes! Syracuse has its first lead of the game. First lead since a minute 40 in the first quarter. And Dana Smith calls a timeout. The energy is back to the Orange. That deep 3 ball gives the momentum back to the Orange.
It's hard to keep Dyaisha Fair off the scoreboard for all 4 quarters, Joe. 3 quarters successful defensively for the Big Red, and finally, in the final 10 minutes, Dyaisha Fair, the veteran leader here for the Orange, has taken over at the free throw line and now behind the arc.
SU with the lead, but they keep the defensive pressure up. It's been working ever since the 5-minute mark of the 4th. Wooley gets called for a foul. Second personal for the junior guard.
One more foul puts Cornell into the bonus, so that foul you can live with, but any from here on out from the Orange, you don't want to send the Big Red back to the free throw line.
SU's defense is glue on these Cornell players right now. Pape cuts in, her layup is good. The leading scorer on the floor is up to 23 points as we're knotted up at 65. Dyaisha Fair tries to create some space, cuts back to the baseline, and a blocking foul is called on Ingram.
And that's a bad foul right there. 18 feet from the basket. Force Fair to pull up from just inside the arc and take a tough shot instead of sending her to the line to give up possibly 2 free ones.
Fair back to the free throw line. She's been electric in this fourth quarter. She's up to 10 points now in the frame to give Syracuse the lead. And Andrew, she sat for most of that third quarter, comes back here in the fourth, and she's up to double-digit scoring on the game. Second free throw, no good. Pape gets the rebound. Kilgo breaks the pressure. Parker Hall's double-teamed. Somehow finds Kilgo again. The bounce pass to Jackson. Her floater is good. Coach Jack wants to travel. She won't get it as Cornell takes the lead. Fair out to Rice. Her three-pointer is good. Like a pendulum, the lead's back to SU. Coach Jack calls a timeout. First 3 of the game for Elena Rice. Andrew, that play was started up by Dyaisha Fair as she dribbled in with her right hand and then found Rice for the wide open 3.
And the Orange have been cold from deep ever since the first 2 shots from distance of the game from Georgia Wooley, who got Syracuse going, but all until the last 5 minutes of the contest, Syracuse has not been comfortable from behind the arc, and all of a sudden, when it matters most, Syracuse has started to hit its big shots.
The Orange 6 of 20 from downtown in the game, but 3 of 9 in this half. Parker Hall and Pape both have 4 fouls as Parker Hall inbounds to Pape. Pape loses the ball. Dyaisha Fair puts up a 3. It's too strong. She gets the rebound and slows things down for the Cuse. That would have been a momentum 3 ball right there for Syracuse, especially for Dyaisha Fair. Carves in, kicks out to Wooley. How about this one? That one's good! Georgia Wooley up to 23 points. And Dana Smith calls a timeout.
Felicia will get Jack all the way across midcourt to greet her team. How about the possession that Dyaisha Fair just put together? A steal, a missed 3, gets her own rebound, and an assist to the corner to find her teammate Georgia Wooley.
SU up in this quarter, 23-13. Yeah, it was well worth your visit to the United States, Wooley family. Georgia Wooley had 13 points last time out against Ohio. She's added on to her scoring prowess with, there it is, 23, a season high for the Australian.
Georgia Wooley has had her A game from start to finish. Yes, Dyaisha Fair has been impressive here in the fourth quarter, but if Wooley couldn't control the offense during the first half, the Orange might have been out of this game at this point. And now in the second half, she's just kept the good times going. From inside the arc, down the lane, the assist to her teammate Wilson, and now from behind the arc as well. Everything going for Georgia Wooley tonight against Cornell.
And keep in mind, back in the first half, Georgia Wooley was dealing with a knee injury. She collided with a loose ball, stayed in the game, did not get taken off the floor. She was jogging back and forth in that first half, sort of limping with the right knee. But now in the second half, she hasn't missed a step. Cornell inbounds with under 2 minutes to play. Kilgo inside to Parker Hall. Wrapped up with a jump ball. Possession arrow stays with the big red. Elena Rice came from the back and put her 2 hands on the ball. Parker Hall had to rip it away from Rice with disgust on her face.
These two teams just an hour away, growing a lot of intensity as this game wears on.
Cornell has lost 8 straight games to Syracuse. It is 3-17 all time against the Orange. Ingram loses the handle of the ball and steps out of bounds. SU ball. The Orange fans are on their feet making noise.
Big Red called a timeout and really never got into momentum offensively to find the shot that they were searching for.
16th turnover on the game for Cornell.
And the Big Red have played a lot of close games as of late. Won 3 straight by single digits.
Fair's jumper misses long. Tipped out off Latham's hands.
But right now it looks like Cornell's letting one slip away from their hands, a road upset, unless Cornell has a big-time answer in the final 90 seconds.
Still a 5-point game with under 90 seconds to play. Wooley almost gets the steal off the inbound, and she forces the turnover. Syracuse gets the ball. Oh, hold on a second. Looked on a replay there that it went off Wooley's hands.
And they will go review this one.
Great shot by our...
You have to. Similar to the last possession where Fair ran it all the way down and found Wooley for 3. You want to get this clock under a minute, take those 30 seconds, and then try and find the best shot you can.
Latham kicks out to Fair. Dribbling around mid-court, trying to eat some time off the clock. Fair carves in and draws the foul. The infraction is on Kilgo. That is her 4th foul. The 3rd Cornell player with 4 fouls. The 3rd starter for Cornell to have 4 fouls. Kilgo, Parker Hall, and Pape all have 4 fouls.
Not exactly the end of the world for the Big Red to get into the foul game, but not the player that you want to send to the line. You want to keep Georgia Wooley and Dyaisha Fair away from the stripe.
Fair is 10 for 12 today. Now 11 for 13 as the Orange lead by 6. We talked about a first half in which Dyaisha Fair had a single-digit scoring output. And right now she's got 20. Somehow, some way, she always finds herself in this scoring area. Kilgo's pass, Pape up and under, layup is good. Coach Smith calls a timeout, but boy, Emily Pape putting on a highlight reel at the end of this game.
Pape has been really impressive, but Syracuse has taken her out of the game here in the second half. Foul trouble been a bit of a concern. Pape had to exit for 4 or 5 minutes here in the 4th quarter as well. But what she did in the first 3 quarters, and now to try and keep Cornell in it, has been impressive.
It's been a tale of 2 halves, not just for Syracuse and Cornell, but for the Orange's top 2 scorers. Dyaisha Fair and Georgia Wooley, both north of 20 points, but Andrew, Dyaisha Fair had 7 points in the first, now up to 13.
Yeah, things have really flipped over. Syracuse won that 3rd quarter by 3 and now dominating here in the 4th quarter. You can see the Cornell slowing down as well offensively as Syracuse forced to take a timeout.
Both teams with just 1 timeout left. Emily Pape with 16 points back in the first half. Her career high is 27 points. SU has really dialed it down with Pape in the second half, but the same thing with Parker Hall. They've gotten to the top 2 scorers pretty well.
Yeah, both players working on 4 fouls now as well, so that might have a little bit to do with it, but Syracuse's defensive intensity is taking Cornell out of its comfort zone here down the stretch.
Syracuse last time out went on a 23-7 run in the 3rd quarter to break away from Ohio. Today it's a 4th quarter run where SU is up 25-15 in the final frame alone. After the timeout, Georgia Wooley inbounds to Elena Rice. Her pass almost stolen by Neat. Loose ball, Parker Hall almost gets to it. It's tipped out of bounds off the forward. So Syracuse has possession. Man, Parker Hall looked like she was diving for the pylon. Both teams playing with heart.
And I'm not sure if she didn't touch that, it might have rolled out off of Syracuse last touch, but 100% effort to try and go save that one in bounds and get Cornell an extra possession.
Mia Beams and Maya Watts back into the game for Cornell. Kilgo and Parker Hall take a seat. Quick foul. Jackson gets fair. So now you can tell Cornell's going back to the foul game. Immediately taking out Kilgo and Parker Hall, who both have 4. And, well, I will take that all back because now they're all back into the game.
Yeah, you take them out so they don't have to foul, and then you get them right back in at the stripe to get them offensive looks. But Syracuse will try and keep the basketball in the hands of Dyaisha Fair and just continue to give number 2 2 free throws.
And you can just see the look on her face. Cool, calm, and collected. Fair up to 21. Second free throw is good. Cornell will burn its final timeout. So Dyaisha Fair up to 22 points. She is just 1 point behind Georgia Wooley for the team lead. And you see it on the screen there, SU. 21 of 29 from the free throws line today. Cornell has been in foul trouble for most of this game.
Big Red will try and not have to use fouls with those 3 players you saw, but it's going to be tough down the stretch, trailing by 7. You are certainly going to need some made baskets, probably from behind the arc, and some misses at the line, and those just haven't come in the 4th quarter from Syracuse to help out Cornell down the stretch.
No more fouls to give for either side. Syracuse has 1 timeout left just in case Coach Jack needs to burn one. But none for the Big Red. Jackson with a successful inbound to Parker Hall. Not much time to stall here for Cornell. Dana Hall is yelling at the officials while her team's on offense. Pape for 3, off the front rim. Parker Hall, the rebound, no. Taken away by Fair. She loses the ball. Pape steals it away from Parker Hall. Kilgo the other side, she loses an edge. Kept in play, Latham has the ball. And now Fair is fouled by Ingram. Boy, can you believe that last sequence? Fair acted like she got fouled on the left side of the floor. No foul call, she loses the ball off her shoe. And then Cornell, 3 different players couldn't get 2 hands on the ball.
Both teams had chances there and squandered them, and finally the basketball ended up back in the hands of the Orange because Fair had a chance to run out 30 seconds or get fouled to go to the line, and then a transition opportunity, and no success with a stumble on the other end for the Big Red leads to more free throws.
She drills the first one. Dyaisha Fair with 23 points so far today. And she has a team high 24. That might just be the dagger. Kilgo breaks the press, charges into the lane, and Latham swats away her layup. Big Red still have possession with under 18 seconds to play.
It's been an impressive second half, Joe, from the Orange, but again, it does beg the question for Syracuse. A number of slow starts that the Orange can't really afford here when ACC play comes around.
Pape hits the jumper. She's got a game-high 27. As Fair brings it over the timeline and will dribble out the clock. In a first half that was covered in Big Red, the Orange splash a bucket of orange paint and take down Cornell, 78-71. The Orange pick up their 6th straight win and are 9-1 on the season.
Syracuse saved one here tonight, Joe. The Orange were in serious trouble for 3 quarters, and Cornell handled the pressure for a large amount of time. But finally, Syracuse brought the energy, ramped it up late, and Felicia Legette-Jack's team survived. Not in the manner that I'm sure she would have liked, but the Orange get it done.
So Syracuse takes up a big Central New York win against Cornell. SU back at it again on Thursday, a 10:30 a.m. tip against St. Francis right here on ACC Network Extra. For Andrew Selliver, our stat man Luke Burgess, and our director Kristen Hennig.
Greatness is a feeling. Fearless. Brotherhood. Greatness is more than winning the game. It's changing it. Greatness is what we do. Accomplish greatness.
Estaremos ahí por si le pasa algo a tu auto en este día especial.
Mamá, para eso tengo State Farm.
Es que es peligroso manejar en carretera.
Si pasa algo, le mando un texto a mi agente. Tranquilos. State Farm estará ahí las 24 horas si los necesito.
24 horas. ¡Ay! ¡Ay! ¡Tan linda como siempre! ¡Ay, qué bien!
State Farm está ahí. Llama para obtener una cotización hoy. Si no, State Farm está ahí. Llama para obtener una cotización hoy.
Buddies, I present to you the Kerwin. Buddies, I present to you the Kerwin Frost Box.
I'll take that.
Yo, buddies, let's get that box.
Almost showtime, my lord.
Oh no! Go, go, go!
Come on, let's go. Hurry, everyone.
Let's go!
There he is, buddies. Get him.
Hey, buddy. That box is for everybody. There's a little McNugget in everyone.
Coming to you from Frost Way, with a buddy and a meal in every box. The Kerwin Frost Box.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Drums drumming, all your friends humming. Yeah, it's a good time coming. Everything you wanted, it's right here, y'all. Everything you needed, it's right here, y'all. We got the tunes bumping, got the kids jumping. Yeah, it's a good time coming.
Go to Old Navy and you'll save a toboggan full of buckaroonies. It's a real bada-bing, bada-boom situation.
Right now, get last-minute gifts from just $2 only at Old Navy.
Look, this deal is a steal, and so is the toboggan. I know because I stole it.
USAA? Yeah, they have awesome rates on coverage for our car, home, and stuff. She has a lot of stuff.
Dad.
A lot of cool stuff, honey. But USAA also has banking, credit cards, and loans. Plus advice and other perks.
Only for emergencies. Thanks, Mom.
And it's all in one spot. So we know she's all set because we've got USAA.
USAA, more than you might think, for the military community and their families.
As you enter the JMA Wireless Dome today, you'll see spots of orange, big red, and ugly sweaters. Oh, you bet. Syracuse women's basketball meets Cornell in a CNY Holiday Showdown. And we welcome you inside the Dome. Joe Puccio and Andrew Selliver with you. Andrew, both of these teams are wrapping up finals week, and they'll need every fresh leg imaginable to come away with a win.
Yeah, that's right, Joe. Neither team has played in over a week, so it could be a little bit of a slow start, but both teams will expect them to use their benches plenty tonight.
And both teams use their benches phenomenally, and Syracuse did that against Ohio last time out, mostly highlighted by Sanaya Wilson, the forward who exploded and had a career day in Athens.
That's right, Joe. The junior has been working through a foot problem earlier in the season, and this her really breakout game to get her season started down low. Felicia Leggett-Jack said she has no fear and has more in the tank even after a career day against the Bobcats.
18 points and 8 rebounds for the junior. Sanaya Wilson, coming into the Alabama game at the end of November, was averaging 6 points a game. And so she puts up 18 against Ohio. As for the 5 and 4 Big Red, they have another bench piece as well by the name of Rachel Kaus.
Yeah, Kaus can do it both beyond the perimeter and down low. Expect her to live down low in the paint today. Has picked up production when Emily Pape has struggled down low. And with a team that can't play a ton of man-to-man against Syracuse, expect a lot of zone down in a height disparity, and Rachel Kaus will need to fill in down low for the Big Red.
We'll talk about that height disparity throughout the broadcast today, and one person who really highlighted that was Cornell's head coach, Dana Smith. In her 21st season operating the Big Red, she's the winningest coach in Cornell history and is the longest active tenured head coach in the Ivy League. On the Syracuse side, in her second season, wearing, oh my goodness, Andrew, look at this sweater. She's nice right now, Felicia Leggett-Jack, her second year with the Orange. She's nice because her team's on a 5-game win streak, but if something doesn't go right, maybe that switches over to naughty.
Yeah, she said her assistant coach, Kristen Sharkey, got her that because she didn't have a sweater prepared. And she said if people didn't like it, well, the blame goes to Coach Sharkey. And if people did, then she deserves all the credit for pulling it off.
The coaching staff and some managers as well wearing ugly sweaters today. Some fans got the memo as well. There's Coach Sharkey. All of them wearing the ugly sweaters over on the left side for Syracuse today. SU in the whites, Cornell in the reds as we get ready to go. SU comes into today's game 8-1 overall. Cornell 5-4 overall. Tip is won by the Orange. Rice with a quick pull-up off the window, no good. And the rebound swallowed up by Emily Pape. Starting 5 today for the Big Red. Features a freshman guard, Azariah Kilgo. The leading scorer, Kaya Ingram, the senior guard. Jumper from the left block is good by Parker Hall, one of the 3 captains on Cornell's side. And starting 5 for SU, same as it was against Ohio, featuring the leading scorer, Dyaisha Fair, averaging 19 points a game. She jacks up a 3, it rattles out. Latham fights for the rebound, but the board tucked away by Parker Hall.
Notably, Isabel Verajao unavailable for back-to-back games down low for Syracuse, so Kyra Wood fills into the starting lineup.
Floater's no good off the front rim, out of bounds, off of Cornell. So Syracuse will take over. Coming into this game, Dyaisha Fair, she's just 1 point away from being 25th all-time in the NCAA scoring list. She's 1 point away from tying that record as Kyra Wood hits from the right elbow. Just 2 points last time out against the Bobcats, and she starts the scoring for SU today. SU in a man-to-man defense. Coach Jack told us before the game that SU switched to zone against Ohio, which signaled the turn of the tide.
Yeah, expect both teams to play some zone today.
Wooley comes away with the steal, 2-on-2 the other way. The Australian spins on the block, passes to Rice, and the right-handed finish off the window. Wooley with the steal and the assist to give SU a 4-2 lead.
Syracuse broke out a matchup zone against Ohio after struggling to start the game, only led by 1 at the half. More of a 2-3 zone expected for a lot of today's contest from Cornell.
Foul on the floor. First foul on Elena Rice. Take a look at the steal here from Wooley. She steps up right in the passing lane, Andrew, and then turns good defense to good offense.
Wooley active hands on the defensive side, and the Syracuse team preaches good passing and good vision here from Wooley to dish down low.
Kilgo in the corner, drives in with the right hand, pump fakes, puts up a shot, and it falls. The layup from Kilgo on the left side of the lane. The freshman guard had just 4 points last time out against St. Bonaventure. Ties the game up at 4 early on.
Here is that 2-3 zone for the Big Red.
Wooley a step in, long J, got it. Wooley hits for a 3-pointer. SU up to a 7-4 lead early on.
You see Cornell back away from Wooley, just shooting 15% from behind the arc.
Backdoor steal from Fair as she goes left to right. At the elbow, spins out. Wooley almost shot the ball, but instead sends it down to Wood. Quick dribble, Cornell wanted to travel and they'll get one.
Took a while, but.
You saw right there, Wood. She dribbled on the floor, immediately looked up, shook her head and smiled, hoping to get away with that call. Instead, the Big Red take over. Cornell on average scoring about 60 points a game this season, the second worst mark in the 8-team Ivy League. Pape on the left side, averaging 9 points a game. Passes back to Ingram, the team's leading scorer. Surveys. Sends a threading pass down low inside, and Pape scores off the left side. Looked like all hope was lost for the Big Red, but instead it's 2 points on the board. Elena Rice straight away. Passes back to Wooley. She tries another 3-ball. Swish! Georgia Wooley makes her second 3-ball of the game. The Australian came in with just 5 threes made on the season. Spinning layup, no good. Parker Hall draws the foul for the Big Red as Wooley hits her first foul.
So if Wooley's knocking down the triple, Joe, that creates a lot of problems defensively for opposing Ds, because Syracuse already has 2 guards that can really shoot it well from behind the arc. Elena Rice and Dyaisha Fair well above 40% from deep. So you add a third threat, and that's a real problem for defenses.
Summer Parker Hall at the line here for Cornell. Comes into today's game 10 of 16. Drills the second one as well. Important to note, Andrew, Sophie Burrows is out today for SU. She's shooting 24% from downtown this season.
Yeah, Burrows and Varejao both out, but Burrows more of a 3-point threat herself.
Kyra Wood, the putback. Cleans off the plate with 2 points on the left block.
So much depth, though, for Syracuse. Wood and Latham down low. Really a 4-person rotation when Varejao's healthy down at the lower blocks.
Dyaisha Fair almost gunned up a full-court pass, but instead dishes off to Wooley. 15-footer off the front rim. Fair the board. 3-ball off the front side of the rim. Fair almost gets her own rebound, but Cornell's Rachel Kaus comes away with it. Kaus checked in for Kilgo. 3-pointer from Beam. Front of the rim. Fair tips it forward up to Wooley. The layup is good. The hustle play from Fair turns into 2 points for Wooley. It's 14-8 SU halfway through the first.
And those are the plays that not enough people are talking about from Dyaisha Fair. sprints to get to the basketball to set up her teammate with just a flick pass into the front court.
Ingram, lefty layup, no good. Wooley gets the rebound. There's the feed to Fair. Her layup, a reverse, no good. Tried to get a little too cute on the right side of the window. Would have been an emphatic way to tie the 25th all-time on the NCAA scoring list, wouldn't it?
And it would have been quite the return from Wooley to set up her teammate.
Ingram asking for some teammates. She gets Parker Hall. Gives the ball right back. A two-play catch. Free throw line floater, no good. And the rebound to Georgia Wooley. And a foul on Clark Jackson. We'll step away for just a bit. SU up 14-8 on Cornell early on.
Gina Costa, looking simply stunning. What's this? She's opening her Fidelity app to buy that stock with no fees or commissions. Because what does Gina got?
Gina's got the look.
That never gets old.
Talk about easier investing.
Choose Duracell to make the most of holiday magic. Because before you know it, they're moody teenagers.
Ugh.
Holiday magic is fleeting. Don't risk it to save a few cents. Trust Duracell.
Only about 6 minutes have elapsed in this game so far, but Andrew, Georgia Wooley has made an impact.
Yeah, Georgia Wooley has come into the season, started the season injured, but now she's really starting to catch her stride. We mentioned struggling from deep in her first 6 games, but not so far tonight against Cornell. 2 for 2 from behind the arc. And one of the things that Wooley has worked on is that mid-range game, and that's also helped her as well. Has a layup today and has improved her scoring after being second on the team last year at 13 points a game, up near 15 so far through 6 contests.
Coach Jack said that if Georgia doesn't take the 3, she's going to be subbed out. So maybe that trigger will keep going throughout today's game. Rice kicks it back to Wooley, who fakes the 3. She's double teamed, passes out to Sanaya Wilson. A blocking foul called on the right block as Rachel Kaus hits the deck. We talked about Sanaya Wilson earlier, 18 points, a career high last time out against Ohio. She makes her first appearance in this game today.
And Syracuse gets her the basketball in the perfect spot. You feed it to a forward at the free throw line and facilitate from there to try and break the 2-3 zone.
Left elbow, inside Wilson, her shot no good. Tipped around and the rebound to Kilgo. 2-on-1 for the Big Red. And Clark Jackson loses the handle of the ball. Syracuse will take over. Steal at midcourt by Kaus and a foul on the back end by the Orange. That's the first one on Sanaya Wilson.
Fair caught napping there as Cornell puts on a 3/4 court pressure for the first time today. Something that Syracuse was prepared for. They were working on at shoot-around today, breaking that press, but first time, and it causes a first turnover on that press for Cornell.
Vivian Nee passes to Clark Jackson. Feed down low to Pape. Her left-handed shot is good. Up and over Sanaya Wilson for 2 points. Dyaisha Fair runs Syracuse's offense. Georgia Wooley fakes the 3, dribbles in. Kicks out to Rice. Layup on the right side, can't fall. Kilgo snags the board for Cornell. A back tip, loses the ball, and can Syracuse come away with it? Whistle sounds for a jump ball. Actually, no jump ball. It was called a push on Syracuse. As Kyra Wood lays down on the floor.
Crazy scrum to try and get the basketball. It looked like Wood would come away cleanly with it. Instead, they get a Cornell foul that goes against Rachel Kaus, going in late on Wood, who got to the basketball first and heads to the bench a little shaken up.
So we will keep an eye on Kyra Wood. As Kaus picks up her second personal foul. Perkins into the game for the Orange. Rice straight away, feeds down low to Wooley. Backs down to defender. A fadeaway jumper, no good off the right side. Knee gets the rebound for Cornell.
Big Red switched into a 1-3-1 zone as they continue to show different looks to Syracuse, who's slowed down offensively the last few possessions.
Pape's pass almost intercepted by Fair. Kilgo keeps it alive. Bounce pass, Parker Hall gets Wilson to jump. 5 on the clock. A jumper off the notch, no good. The rebound to Parker Hall. She can't get the layup to go. A second try, how about a third? She gets the foul on the third attempt. And that one's on Sanaya Wilson as well.
Wilson did a good job at first to stay straight up there just outside of the right block, but eventually too many offensive rebounds, and Parker Hall took it straight into the chest of Wilson to draw the contact.
First free throw from Parker Hall is good. Wilson has 2 personal fouls now. Parker Hall 3 of 3 from the stripe today. He's now 3 for 4 after that second miss. Syracuse will take over. Right now, the Orange have a 3-minute scoring drought. They bring in one of its best scorers, Alyssa Latham, back to the floor.
Now both teams have a forward on 2 fouls. Sanaya Wilson and Rachel Kaus have to hit the bench, likely for a majority of this first half.
SU breaks the press. Fair on the right wing. Backs down the defender, passes out to Wooley with 10 to shoot. Layup on the right side, no good. Loose ball rebound to the Orange. Perkins, corner 3. No good. A jump ball. This time it is a jump ball, and Cornell will take over. SU scoreless in the last 3 minutes and 37 seconds. 1 of its last 9 from the field. Orange still up 3 as we end this first quarter. Wooley gets a hand in the passing lane. Pape keeps possession alive for the Big Red. Parker Hall from the ACC logo connects. A team high 7 points for Parker Hall as the Big Red trail by 1.
It's that defense that's helped spark the offensive momentum for Cornell. Syracuse really struggling against the zone. Dyaisha Fair still scoreless.
Wooley's uncontested 3 goes out of bounds. It's the lid on that right basket so far for SU, but as you mentioned, Andrew, right? It's that defense for Cornell, especially after a made basket, bringing the press onto SU.
Felicia Leggett-Jack talked about how her team used different defenses to change the momentum at Ohio, moving from a matchup zone defense to man-to-man back and forth, but right now it's Cornell that's switching everything defensively each time down the floor, and that's helped slow down the Syracuse offense because the Orange started hot up until that first timeout, and now SU has come back cold.
Kennedy Perkins picks up her first personal. Parker Hall back to the line for 2. Summer Parker Hall averages 7 points a game. Right now, she has 8 points, make it 9. She is 5 of 6 from the line. Dyaisha Fair on the left wing. Inside to Wooley, the kick out to Fair, who fakes the 3. Wooley back to Fair. Football pass to Perkins. Drives in, righty layup, no good, and a blocking foul. The infractions on Parker Hall as she had her feet inside the semicircle.
A lot of contact from Perkins. The restricted are not a part of the women's game this season. That's taken away. It's just right underneath the cylinder of the bucket where you're not allowed to stand to draw a charge defensively. So it's not a restricted area problem, just a little late on the slide to try and draw the offensive foul.
Perkins, after that strong take, at the line for 2. She goes 0 for 2. SU still scoreless in the last 4 minutes and 43 seconds. Parker Hall, her pass stripped away by Pape, keeps it alive for the Big Red. Kilgo in the corner, dribbles out. 2-second difference between shot and game clock. With 5, Kilgo passes through 2 defenders. Her shot's no good. Rice the rebound. Half-court heave. No good. She has a smile on her face as she's picked up by her teammates.